Hi everyone, the mighty 1986 Rover SD1 Vitesse started off life as a V8, now seems to be a V6. Stay tuned to find out what happened. So despite now having 4 electric windows, I should be over the moon, we have this, the compression readings of the cylinders. So this one, this one are interesting. So you might be asking what made me randomly do a compression test. Well, I took it out today because I was so pleased I got the windows working. I know I'm pleased easy. Yeah, I took it out just for a run, put some petrol in it and stuff. And then about 2 miles into the journey, we got this misfire. It was like it was running on 7 cylinders. Really weird. It still had a bit of power. It wasn't misfiring on the load. So I got it back home. I never done my big long drive that I'd hoped to do in it. Took the plugs out. I'll put a picture up of the plugs. The driver's side bank. A couple of weird ones there. The second from the front was kind of white, which was weird, and the back one, the one with the lower compression, that was black, looked like it was maybe getting caked in oil. Possibly there's a lot of deposits on it. Now those plugs were actually replaced not that long ago, maybe a couple 100 miles ago, just before it went into the paint shop. So yeah, the one in the back right, it took turn after turn, maybe 20 seconds to get up to 100, which is 100, 120. Which is pretty crap, so something going on there. And the other one that was at 90, it just would not go above 90 at all, no matter how long we turned it. So there's definitely something going on there. Like I said, we've got the weird running 7 cylinders, so look forward to the next video where we get stuck into the engine. Okay, so let's see if it's still actually not running right when we start it. Look, we have a oil pressure light and we do have oil pressure gauge working as well now. Yeah, so it doesn't seem to be too happy. You can hear it there. Well, we do have a nice oil pressure gauge, so, you know, 1 step forward, 10 back. Miserable car, so there we go. So yeah, we'll get dug into that in the next video. Right, so plan of attack with the SD1. I thought for all the cost, let's try a couple of, well, one's this is an oil treatment, and one's obviously redex. Everybody will recognise that one. So yeah, this hydraulic valve lifter treatment, I'm just, you know, fingers crossed it is something simple, and it is just a case that the car has been sat for so long and we've got a couple of sticky valves. So once we get warmed up and out driving later, we'll put that in it and take it for a bit of a longer run. And that, we'll do it old school, and we'll stick some straight in the throat of the carb as well as the petrol tank. So there should be quite an entertaining, smoky video. I remember from recollection with a 1 litre Metro messing about with this kind of stuff. So that's what we'll do. We'll fire that in and see how we get on with it. And what I'll do after it's had a long run and it's had this one through it, I'll do another compression test on just the 2 dodgy cylinders, and we'll see exactly if it's had any effect or not, and then we can move forward from there. Right, here we have a before shot. It's idling really nicely actually. Right, here goes. You got 4 too much and it'll probably stall it. So. I don't know what I thought was going to happen, they maybe like explode or something. Oh well, that was pretty boring. I was expecting plumes of smoke everywhere, so what we'll do is just fire the rest of that in the petrol tank. And I can work its way through. Right, that's us for just now. Right, so we're doing a test drive. We put the oil treatment in. Oil treatment obviously in oil. The redex is in the fuel. We did stick some in the carb earlier. We're going to get it up to temperature and see how we get on. I just put my foot down there and I got a big backfire through the carb. So that was interesting. Hopefully we'll make it back without being towed. Interestingly, I'm not feeling that 7 cylinders, that misfire I had yesterday. It was obvious between 1 and 2,000, and it isn't doing it there when I'm pulling away. And all I've done was I cleaned those plugs up. That driver's side rear plug was black, so I'm just wondering, if that was fouling up because of, whatever other issues going on, and that's what caused that to run like that. So who knows, we'll check the plugs again. Like I said, I know what they were like last night, so check them after this run and see how bad they are. Right, so what's our first impressions? It's not really first impressions though, is it? Because we drove it to the MOT, we drove it to the paint place. That was quite a short distance, but now it's painted. It's had a few more bits done to it. That was a while ago, so I've got a level of nervousness driving it because I'm concerned it's going to pack in, which I've got breakdown recover, but it'll just be a nightmare. So I don't want to lose a few hours of my evening with it breaking down. I'm going to have to build up trust in it over time. So yeah, it's all right. Joking aside, so we've got oil pressure. Temperature's holding steady. I'm taking it reasonably easy in it. It does seem a wee bit sluggish, but I've not stripped down the carb. I've not really done any engine work. I don't know how worn the cam is on these. Cam's wearing them, and we don't know what's going on with the compression of those 2 cylinders. So yeah, there's a lot of lunging, when you're lifting off there. So it could well need a decent amount of work, to set it up properly. But it seems alright. I've never driven one of these before. That's the problem. I've had a couple of TVRs with the same engine. I've had a Westfield with that engine. Not really a like for like comparison. They were a lot faster than this. They picked up a lot better than this. But yeah, it is running, and it has been off the road for a long period of time. So like I said, it's not very responsive. It doesn't feel too torquey. It's sounding nice, when you're going through the gears. All right, yeah, we do have a downpipe to sort. It's actually, one of them's actually, I think it's a passenger side one. It's cracked all the way around the flange where it meets the mid pipe, so we're going to have to get that sorted. Gearbox seems fine. I'm just going to do an oil change on it. It's as smooth as they ever were, a wee bit notchy. There's no clicks or crunches going into the gears. Clutch is also okay. It does want a master cylinder and a slave cylinder just because they've sat. I mean, it's a wee bit clicky when I'm pressing them. So as a matter of course, I'm going to replace them anyway, put new fluid in it, and hopefully that'll sort that out. I mean, if I ever take the gearbox off, I'll just stick a new clutch in it anyway for all they're worth. Suspension and brakes, well, we're all good with them. You know, past this MOT with a good check. We had to sort that bush issue on the, I think it was driver's side from memory. So that's sorted. And it drives fine, you know, yeah, you don't feel particularly connected. You know, it kind of wallows about. You've got this big massive steering wheel here. And of course you've got those big soft tyres. So, but, you know, it's relatively comfy, but ultimately it will need some new shocks and springs, really, to sort the suspension. And the brakes are all new anyway, so they just really need running in, I think. Accelerator pedal is very, very stiff on this. My right foot's going numb at the moment with it. But it's nice and comfy, you know, big comfy seats. Maybe need to bring a respirator or something next time for the fumes. I think it is that well publicised issue just with the tailpipe, you know, the straight out tailpipe is coming in through the boot vents when I've got the window on, but I do want one of the S-shaped tailpipes on it. That'll probably resolve that. Hopefully that redex will be doing its job. I mean, there's no obvious smoke out at all, actually, to be fair. So we'll have to see how that goes. We'll do a quick walk round. Right, so here it is. In fact, this is a complete preview of the paintwork, which isn't actually fully finished yet or polished. There's a few wee things to correct on it, so you're getting a preview, which I said I wasn't going to do. Well, it's looking alright. It's been getting plenty of attention while it's out. I can't see anything pouring out from underneath at the moment. You can tell I have total trust in this, don't I? Yeah, it seems to be hundreds of cars on this road, which it usually isn't, until I don't get knocked down here. But yeah, there we go. That door has to get repainted. There's been a bit of a reaction on that. Well, that's fine. So there we have it. What do we think? Miserable old thing, innit? Nah, it's alright really. Right, we'll go and we'll see if it'll start back up. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, of course it will. Look at that, perfect. Alright, we'll do a wee bit of acceleration then. So there you go, there was a 0 to 60. We did get 60 eventually there, so I don't know. We'll look at the footage later. It's probably in the region of, I don't know, 10 seconds or something like that. It's not going to be fast. But we got there. With no misfires. And it still appears to be running on 8 cylinders, which is definitely improvement over yesterday. So sounds good, doesn't it? A bit of popping back through the exhaust there. Definitely got a nice note to about 4,000, but we'll get all that cleaner, we'll get the oil heated right up, get that cleaner right the way through it. Smell it, it's definitely getting warm like. You get that burnt smell. Sorry guys, we're going to have to give it a wee bit of abuse to get everything heated right up. Hopefully get those sticky valves freed off, if that's what the problem is. But you can enjoy the soundtrack in the meantime. And if it was signs of head gasket failure, it'll definitely be on its way out after this run. That'll be some good content. It's been about 8 or 9 years since I've done head gaskets in these. Still running on 8 cylinders. I think it is. Yeah, it's fine. No, yes, it was different. See, just coming back on power there, 2,000 revs, it was stumbling. It was obvious there was something going on there. I don't think we're winning any not to 60 races in this one. I mean, even that doesn't work. You can't even reset the odometer. Jesus Christ. Not the odometer, the trip. I think we're going to be opening the sunroof at this rate, get the fumes out. Everyone was sealed at the front, so it must be pulling in for the back. Fucking arse. Still not going. Can reset. Twat. Well, temperature's holding steady at whatever that might be. It's at like, I don't know, 80 at a guess. So that's good, as long as that stays there and doesn't go any higher. Still running on 8 cylinders, maybe just. It's not like it was yesterday anyway, so shows you we've influenced something. something. It does hunt a wee bit actually going along, you can feel it. Here we've got a bridge. Get the bridge noise. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. We need a drive-by under that bridge. And there we have it. So, successful conclusion to this video. Oil's fine, oil pressure, coolant temperature's fine. Seems to be alright. Still on 8 cylinders, so I mean there might be no coolant left in it, I guess, when we get back. We'll have to check. But we'll let it cool off and then we'll do a compression test on those 2 cylinders. And be interesting to see what the result of that is, if that's any different, and look at the colour of that plug. Right, so we've returned from a test drive. We're going to do a compression test on, it was the second one from the front on the passenger side and the one at the back on the driver's side. It was very technical because I can't remember the cylinder numbers. So we're going to do that now. Engine's warm, it's cooled down a wee bit, and see what numbers we got. We had 90 there, and it was getting up to 110, 120-ish around that one. So fingers crossed. Plug looks alright. Interesting. Right, let's get this in. I'm really hoping that it was just sticky valves, because there is no misfire at the moment, so that would be really great news if that was the case. Right, I'll bring the camera down. Right, let's get it turned over, see what we've got. Perfect. Look at that. 155. Spot on. So That looks like that could have just been a sticky valve on that one. So that's brilliant news. Right, we'll go around and we'll test the other one. Right, now to this driver's side one. A wee bit tighter access around here, but get out all the same. You know, that was the main one, that was the one that was low, and this was the one that was coming up. The more and more you turned it, never got to 150, got about 120, 130. You kept persevering and cranking it, but let's have a look at the plug, because this plug was black as well. Oh, we have a nice coloured plug now. Check that out. Interesting, so that's promising. Let's get a compression tester then. Right, ready to go on this side. Wish us luck. Right, that was a lot better than last time, so I got to 140 there, so maybe 20 higher than before. So still maybe something going on, but I can kind of live with that. I think a little bit more running on it might sort that one out, so I'm not as concerned as I was yesterday with that one, so that sounds pretty good. What I'll do is I'll just do a good cylinder now, just as reference, to see that they're all staying the same. Right, we'll take this one out as reference. This was an easy one. That's the only reason I'm picking on this one. These were all decent along this side. 150 to 155. Plug's good. No problems with that. Right, can we see that in the camera? We can. Right, let's get going again. Yep, so here we go. 150. So spot on. So we'll use that as a reference. So yeah, those two have definitely come up. It's not like the whole lot have come up. So I think that's a pretty good outcome, you know. Either it was the case it was just because it was ran, or you know, these products did help. So this one and the redex, but I'll probably get another bottle of this and stick it through, see if we can just totally free off that back one. But absolutely buzzing, I think. Great outcome, and well, for the moment I don't need to take the head apart on either of the banks. You know, we'll just run it and play it by ear. But yeah, we'll get some more miles on it as we did today, and hopefully it'll benefit again some more.